All right, today we're going to be reviewing the UPS strategy. Just as a reminder, the UPS strategy, the U stands for understand the problem, which is where we're going to make the table and fill out our information. The P stands for plan, where we write an equation. The S stands for solve, where we solve the equation. And then C is where we check and make sure it's reasonable and we write our answer in a complete sentence. So here's our example problem that we're going to do today. It says Brody and Gabe's team were playing kickball against Cade and Franklin's team. A home run was worth 4 points. Brody and Gabe's team scored 5 home runs. Cade and Franklin's team scored 7 home runs. How many more points did Cade and Franklin's team have than Brody and Gabe's team? So here's where we're going to go, and we're going to fill this out together. So first of all, let's look at our quantities. We've got, I see a 4, I see a 5, and I see a 7. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 right here, 5 right here, and a 7. Now what units were those referring to? We had 4 what? Points. And what's the description? Let's look at what that says. What is 4 points? How much a home run is worth? Okay, so how much a home run is worth. Okay, let's look at our 5. Brody and Gabe's team scored 5 home runs. So 5 home runs. And this would be what Brody and Gabe's team scored. Okay, let's look at our 7. Okay, so this looks like 7 home runs, and that looks like that's what Cade and Franklin's team scored. So 7 home runs, and that's what Cade and Franklin's team scored. Now, what is our main question? What are we trying to find out? How many more points did Cade and Franklin's team have than Brody and Gabe? Okay, so our question here is how many more points did Cade and Franklin have than Brody and Gabe? Okay. All right, let's see if we can figure out our expressions. Let's reread and make sure we're doing it right. Brody and Gabe's team were playing kickball against Cade and Franklin's team. A home run is worth 4 points. Do we have that? Home run is worth 4 points. Okay, good. Brody and Gabe's team scored 5 home runs. So 5 home runs is what Brody and Gabe scored. Okay, we have that. Cade and Franklin's team scored 7 home runs. Cade and Franklin scored 7 home runs. Okay. How many more points did Cade and Franklin's team have than Brody and Gabe's team? So we have Cade and Franklin have than Brody and Gabe. How many points did Cade and Franklin have than Brody? Okay, so let's look. Do we need an expression for what a home run is worth? No. No expression needed here. Could we do an expression for here? We have 5 home runs. Do we know what a home run is worth? So could we do 5 times, how many points is a home run? Good, 4. So 5 times 4 equals, y'all want to make it B for Brody? Okay, what about this one? Could we do Cade and Franklin's team scored 7 home runs? Could we do 7 home runs times, what's a home run worth? 4 points equals, can we do C for Cade? Okay. Now we need to figure out what Cade and Franklin have than Brody and Gabe. So what would we do? C minus B equals the answer. I don't want to confuse y'all with too many letters. A equals answer. All right. So let's go to a new slide. This is where we're going to do our, how do you pause it? So right here, this is where we're going to do our problem. And these are going to be what we're going to do. So first, we need to figure out how many points Brody and Gabe scored, which we have a problem of 5 times 4 equals, B. Then we need to figure out how many points Cade and Franklin scored. Why are you doing that? The internet's trying to connect. Well, I mean, what'd you do? Huh? No, the internet's trying to connect. Then we need to figure out how many points Cade and Franklin scored, which is 7 times 4 equals C. Last, we need to subtract Brody and Gabe's, y'all, I'm struggling, score from Cade and Franklin's. Okay, now let's do our S. Let's solve it. So, Brody and Gabe are going to be 5 times 4, which equals what? 20 points. So B equals 20. Cade and Franklin were 7 times 4, which equals 28 points. So C equals 28. And then we have Cade and Franklin minus Brody and Gabe equals 8 points. So C minus B equals 8. Now, let's do our check for understanding. Cade and Franklin, because you have to write a complete sentence, scored 8 more points than Brody and Gabe. Because 28 points is 8 more points than 20 points. Okay. And that concludes our UPS. I'm going to go back and read it. How many more points did Cade and Franklin's team have than Brody and Gabe's team? Cade and Franklin scored 8 more points than Brody and Gabe because 28 points is 8 more points than 20 points. All right.